Alright guys, it's Dokkan time again, and today we are going to be going over the how to build for Majin Buu, or Buutenks Buhan, however you want to call him. I actually don't know how I want to build him. You know, I had him popped on the additional and dodge right there, but you know what? As of right now, I don't know. Let's take a look at his kit and see how his EZA has treated him, because his EZA has made him a slightly different, and I guess we'll just kind of go with the flow. Now, it's kind of early right now, so, like, none of the websites have gotten, like, a perfect translation or nothing, so we're just going to go with the Dokkan Wiki translation right here, and just kind of go slowly over it. Now, he is a Power Absorption, Majin Power category lead for 180 now, key plus 4. He greatly stacks attack on 12 key, and he greatly stacks defense on 18 key. And then vice versa, he just greatly raises attack and defense on each of the other ones. So, but yeah, stacking greatly on 12 key is pretty crazy for attack. This could do the damage could be real. But we'll see how it goes. 20% HP at the start of the turn. Dang. Okay, recovers that much. Key plus 2 attack and defense 200. 70% chance of guarding. Okay. 30% chance of evading. Okay. Plus an additional key plus 2 per key stir obtained. Good. Launches an additional super attack. Very good. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 50. And guards attacks for 1 turn from the character's entry turn. Okay, so turn 1 he guards and does an additional. Or, if HP is 90% or less, start a turn. I don't know if we'll ever not be at 100%, but that's good to know. Hard to keep track of still. Chance of evading enemies' attack plus 20% and survives KO attacks up to once a turn if HP is 80% or less when receiving an attack. Wow. Recovers 12% HP if HP is 50% or less at the end of the turn. That's absurdly insane to me. So here's the key thing here. HP is 80% or less when receiving an attack. That means he could get hit with an attack and then all of a sudden be below the 80% margin, and he could potentially survive the next attack. So, I mean, it's doubtful, but if he got hit with just normals, and he somehow dropped below 80 and then got hit with a super, he could potentially survive it no matter what. I could be wrong about that, but that sounds pretty good. That sounds pretty cool. Now we're going to look at some defense calculations, compliments of Halvard on Twitter. Underscore Halvard, of course. So start of turn defense 260, post 12 key 400, post 18 key 500, 660 without support. Wow, he's looking crazy, man. 3 super attack effects on defense. Okay, so that's a little unfortunate because 3 super attack effects is turn 1, turn 3, and then turn 5. So this right here that what we're looking at with the defense post 18 key with 2 additionals. So this is with him building up defense, of course, on his 12 keys and so forth. But it is turn 5. So that's a turn 5 stat right there at 1.2 million defense if he quad supers. I don't think he's going to quad super. Yeah, it's very unlikely he'll quad. Maybe definitely double, potentially triple. So still 900 to 1 mil. Very good. Very good. Very good. With 40% support, he's still looking very good. 1 mil to 1.2 is very, very respectable. With guard, yeah, no, that's respectable. Turn 5, however, is a little sketchy, depending on the boss that you're fighting. The later 9th anniversary content hits around 2 mils. So, I mean, that still could be dangerous. But anyways, let's move on for his transformation state. Just also keep in mind with the conditions to transform, they haven't changed. 4th turn onwards when HP is 50% or higher. So 4th turn, yeah, he could... that means he'd be at 1 less stack from what you're looking at here. Because this is with 3 super attack effects. That means you have to go past... You have to actively attack as Buutenks on turn 5 to get this. So you most likely will not be transforming on turn 4. I don't know why you would anyways. You want to stack up as much as possible. But let's go over to the Buhan specifically. Buhan raises attack and defense for 4 turns on 12 and 18 key, and then he seals on his 18 key, which is very weird to me. Recovers 20% at the start of turn, E plus 5, 250 attack and defense, launches an additional super attack for 3 turns from start of turn. Okay. So that's his first appearance transformed, and then his next one, and then he loses that. He guards all attacks. Innately just guarding is fantastic. We love to see that. 50% chance to dodge is great. Launches an additional super attack. Okay, so he's, no matter what, he's getting, he's triple supering right off the bat on his first 2 appearances after transforming. Double afterwards. Plus an additional key plus 2 per key routine, plus an additional attack and defense plus 50, and disables enemy's action within the turn when performing an 18 key super 5 turns from the start of turn. What? I need some clarification on how broken that is, but okay. Plus an additional attack and defense plus 100% starting from the 6th turn. Seals the attack enemy's super attack for 5 turns. That has to be a typo. There's no way that he just seals the enemy for 5 turns. That's absurd. I can't even fathom that right now. Plus an additional attack plus 50% temporarily upon the character's next attack if HP is 50% or more at the start of turn, or if HP is 50% or less, and recovers 10% HP. He does a lot. But the one thing I'm noticing here is that he doesn't have any crit. There's no crit. There's no critting in here. So initially, I already want to get rid of dodge. It's not like you can't have dodge into him. He has a bunch of built-in additionals. The additionals will primarily help his damage go up. So if you want more damage, I would highly suggest putting in the additionals. That 1 extra additional hypo hidden potential going off could potentially just be the 1 extra stack of damage you wanted. But I do understand the dodge advocates that love to throw just dodge at everything. He does already have 50% chance to dodge, so there is that to take into consideration. If 50% is not a good enough number for you, I understand. Another 20% proc, I would totally get it. But I really do think the primary thing you want to focus on Buu is... Oh, excuse me. The primary thing you want to focus on Buu is definitely going to probably be critting. Let's see here. Without support, turn 6. With super attacks from base. With 3 super attacks, with 2 super attacks. So if he has 3, so post turn 5, so let's say instead of turn 5, turn 7, you transform. This is the type of defense you're looking at, is 1.3 mil. And then with 2 super attacks effects from himself supering, he'll be at 1.6 on that same very turn on turn 7. So he could look very, very nasty and very good. He has guard. He doesn't have damage reduction. So that's why I'm kind of like on the borderline here. I'm thinking like I want damage because he's going to do damage. But I also think he might want the dodge. He might very well want some dodge in him, in all honesty. It's a little interesting. I really feel like both Vegito and Buhan could benefit from some dodge. But I feel like Buhan benefits more from having crit because he doesn't really have any built-in. Actually, I don't think he has any. Yeah, he doesn't have any built-in crit. But he has lots of additionals built in. He's got guards. He's got dodging. So, I mean, you don't have to give him the dodge, but it would be one thing to kind of cover him a little bit. Just a little bit. Because guard is good, but it doesn't cover the same amount of traction as damage reduction, like with Vegito. Vegito was kind of an additional build. And with Buhan, I'm really feeling the crit. But if you really want to pump up that attack even further, I would definitely go for the additional also. But I think he definitely needs some healthy crit into him. I would say at least please try to give him at least 15 crit, and then pump the rest into whichever you feel is best suited for the unit. But yeah, that's just my opinion. You could also just forego the crit if you so wish. But I feel like if you don't give him any crit, then you might as well go full defensive on him and just try to get as many additionals off as possible, or just go full dodge. But at that point, he's just there to be there. I want to see this dude be oppressive. I want to see him destroy the enemy with how much damage he can potentially do. So this is what I'm going to go with. I'm going to go for crits. I'm going to go for additionals. I'm going to watch him beat the crap out of the enemy because he's going to heal up constantly. I feel like that dodge will proc for more people than myself, but yeah, that's my suggestion, but I can totally see the additionals going in for people. Definitely wants crit, though. Anyways, guys, please tell me how you're going to build Buhan / Buutenks when they EZA tonight in about 2 hours from the recording of this video. And anyways, have a good day and a good night. Thanks for watching.